Hey, Grizz. How is your night, Grizz? How are you doing? Thank you for sending the video. I didn't really go into Instagram today. How's your night, Grizz? How is your family doing? Hey, Tonya. Oh my gosh. Welcome, Tanya. How are you, Tanya? Grizz, the audio okay? Can you hear me? It's good? Good. Good, 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 good. Hey, Tanya. How are you, Miss Tanya? Kids are hyper? Oh, yeah. Lucky you. Lucky you. Oops. You're good? I'm feeling better. I'm took a week off to recuperate, but I'm doing much better. Thank you for asking. Driving you crazy? Oh, that's half the fun. One day you're gonna miss them when they're all moved out of the house and you're empty nesters. You're gonna miss them. You're gonna wish one of them was home, or a couple anyway. Tanya, how's your weekend? Probably, yeah, probably. Uh-huh. Most likely, most definitely. So, I've been, can you fast forward time? No. I know. Sometimes your day is just filled with so much, and you just don't have any more energy. But trust me, from a dad, it's been great. Good, good, good. Tanya, we're just hanging out tonight, okay? I haven't been feeling well for about a week, Tanya. So haven't had a chance to do any homework with any guests or anybody like that. But I just wanted to hop on real quick tonight and just kind of talk stories, see who would pop on. I think I saw Phyllis was on earlier, or she's still on. Um, but I just wanted to pop on for a little bit. I wasn't here yesterday, last week. Sorry, but still a little bit early anyway. But you're both welcome, Grizz, and kind of know your story. But Tanya, you're welcome to come up if you'd like to come up. I know we've met a couple times, and I think was it in Phyllis's live where I think Phyllis was doing a reading for you, and I popped in and kind of sat in on that reading for you, Tanya. But I hope you got the information you needed from Cran a couple of weeks ago. I know Cran did a reading for you, and she was supposed to send out some notes to everybody she gave readings to. So I hope you get the readings and the notes that you needed. She was supposed to send out the cards and stuff like that. So anyway, Grizz, I have been. You did good, good, good. Tanya, what part of the world are you on? Why do I want to? Why does it feel like you're on the East Coast? Are you on the East Coast, Tanya? 6. So East Coast time is it there? 11, 12. The headaches, they come and go, but they're not as bad anymore, Grizz. Before it was really, really bad. West Virginia. Ah. West Virginia. So West Virginia, would that be considered... is that considered... No. Is that considered West Coast? East Coast? Tanya? West Virginia? $11:18, so 5 hours. Okay, you're 5 hours. Yeah. So it's East Coast time zone, right? East Coast time zone, Tanya. Yeah, yeah. But Grizz, I have been actually popping on to Twitch Live. I had a Twitch account for a while, a couple of years. I just never went and did a live on there. I did a couple this past week. Actually, it was really good. I have a lot of friends on Twitch that I actually watch or follow. And when I hopped on a couple times this week, I saw a couple of these people hop on. I like Twitch. Streaming on Twitch. I didn't stay long. Twitch, I don't think it's with Twitter. I don't think Twitch is with Twitter. But, I mean, on there's so many people who are just, they've got magnificent setups. They got all these professional microphones and this lightings and backgrounds and all this other stuff that's just, hey Trisha, it's just, I kind of feel like it's out of my league. I'm out of that league, you know. They're out of my league. They look so professional. It's kind of intimidating being on there. I'm feeling better. Actually, last couple days, Trisha. How are you feeling, Trisha? How are you coming along, Trisha? But I was on Twitch twice this week, only for a little bit. Sepsis. Oh my gosh. That's serious, sepsis. Does that mean you have to be in bed then, right? For sepsis. Like you can't be moving around, yeah? Just had a shower? Oh good, good. Good. Yeah, you know, I think Grizz and I were talking about this a couple of days ago. About aging and getting older and how our bodies all of a sudden one day it just realizes, hey, I'm not 22 anymore. I'm not 25 anymore. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Trisha, that's bad. Pressure sores. Wow. Wow, that is serious. I'm sorry to hear that, Trisha. That's tough. Sepsis, like bed sores. I don't know if it's considered bed sores. When I was nursing for agoraphobic. Oh, there you go. Yeah, when I was nursing this one person who's a family relative in my life, he's passed away a long time ago, but he had a bed sore, and I believe that's one of the things that is the most difficult to heal, right? You correct me if I'm wrong or not, Trisha, but bed sores or sepsis is one of the worst things to have and the hardest things to cure. No, not a nurse. I was in my early 20s. I had taken a break from college, and I had a relative of mine who needed to be nursed, and for some reason or another, we couldn't find anybody who could take care of this person. So I ended up being like the care nurse for 24 hours, feeding, bathing, taking them to the bathroom, giving them the medication, changing uh, their bandages, and taking care of this one bed sore that was like this big on the back of his body, and it was really really bad. Kamaka, how are you, Kamaka? Kamaka, are you available to come up? Do you have a little time to come up and share a little bit? Yeah, so I did that for four relatives in my family at different times, and it was bad. I mean, when the body turns a certain age, like for me, when I turned, I think it was like 47 or 48, my body said, "You're not 22 anymore. You're not 25 anymore," and things just got a little bit more difficult for me. 3 bed sores? Ooh. Yeah. Thank you. Yep. Thank you, Kamaka. I took some time off. I last week. Uh, the only thing right now is the migraines. That's the only really bad thing that I don't like. But it doesn't happen often like it used to. Before the sun, the bright lights like now, first things in the morning, last thing at night, migraines are terrible, horrible. Yeah, but it's something that when your body gives you these different signs of physical pain, um, it's your body's way of saying, "Hey, uh, it's your body's way of saying, "Hey, something's not right." The only ones that have problems dealing with it sometimes is men. They don't like to go to the doctor. I'm one of them. I didn't like going to the doctors.
Yeah. Aloha. Okay, wait. Did I? Let's see the sound. I heard you, and then it went away. Let's see. Aloha. This. Okay. Can you hear me? Oh. I shoot. I can't hear you. Aloha. Aloha. Oh, we got 20 people joining. Aloha. Oh, there we go. I can hear you now. Sometimes the earpiece does that. Yeah, it jams us up.
Right now, the earpiece is doing that. Let me hook you up. Give me just a second.
There we go.
So, guys, this is a gentleman that I kind of, let's see. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hopefully, there's no feedback. So, for everybody who is in the room right now, it's kind of spontaneous, but I'm glad he's here tonight. Um, this gentleman in front of me, his name is Kamaka. He is from Hawaii. Um, we had a chance to kind of connect a couple of times. We did have a chance to connect, and he introduced me to um, an opportunity that I have kind of been interested in for a long time. And I asked him to be a part of one of our lives. And I don't know if this is okay for you now, but we can set something up for the video at a later point, Kamaka, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Absolutely. Yeah.
we do have a good amount of people in the room, and I would really love it if you could kind of share a little bit about yourself and your story with us, and maybe we can talk a little bit more about what the company you introduced me to.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, first of all, thanks for having me pop in your live here. I just saw you
Thank
on,
you for
and I
being
know
here.
it's been, a few challenging days for you, but glad to see you and that you're getting stronger, as well as hearing that your brother is, was in good care too. So, mahalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad. So anyway, as he mentioned, I am from Hawaii. I grew up on Maui since I was 6 weeks old. I was actually adopted from Little Rock, Arkansas. And, just as I grew older, I realized and understood a lot more on what it is, that I have, the blessing that I have, and how I'm able to give thanks to, to just being able to have a family. Those kind of stories can go in many different directions, but I'm so glad that it was a positive one. I just absolutely adore my ohana. And my mom actually raised me as a single parent, and so she did the best that she could. And so with that, I was actually enrolled in Hawaiian language immersion school. And that was my first language, because two of her siblings were educators in the Hawaiian language immersion. And at that time, it was actually just coming back into, that renaissance, if you will, of Hawaiian language started to make its, return. And so they wanted to give me a part of that, and my cousins a part of that experience. And it is actually Hawaiian Language Month, so it's so funny that we
Right.
could be talking about it. We celebrate Hawaiian language throughout the Pai'aina. Um,
So
and then later on,
um,
oh yeah,
I don't mean to interrupt you, but for clarity, for people who are watching and the replay watchers as well, Hawaiian Immersion School. You explain that to our group, our
yeah.
community.
So
Come on, please.
absolutely. So yeah, Hawaiian Language Immersion School. I mean, we just learned all of our curriculum um, strictly in the Hawaiian language, and Hawaii's language has been around for centuries. And there was a time actually when it was banned. For those who
Yeah.
don't know, there was a time it was banned. Kids used to get wax on their hands for speaking their own language.
Mm,
And so to know that, the revitalization of the language has really been thriving. In fact, today, I just came back from, they've been having an event called Ola Ka'i, and Ola meaning life, and in E, is the source, yeah, our higher source. Um, and so we had students from all over the island
mm,
competing with, what they call a ha'iolelo, to share a bit of
mhm.
lines that our chiefs would have said, right, and things like
Yeah.
that. So anyway, it is thriving. We now have banks where you can, have that option of
Right.
selecting Hawaiian language, and you're writing your checks. It's actually legal. You can write it in Hawaiian. So it really, really is great to see, and to be able to share that with people. I truly feel that when we can begin to learn culture, I mean, we are all human. We're all, people. But yet, understanding culture can really, I believe, and I hope that it can bring a better respect for cultures all around the world, no matter where you
Mhm.
are, who you are, where you come from. Um,
Yep.
and then music became a fascination of mine. Actually, when we're in immersion, this is what we do every day. Before we enter the class, we either have to chant, we have to sing. We're singing songs of the Aina and all of that. So, we're always I believe that's where music started for me, and then I decided to tap into falsetto out of all of them, uh, which then later in 2003, entering the falsetto contest, I was a recipient of that first place prize, and the rest became history. The rest became history. But then I realized that it's more than just getting on the stage and singing.
Yeah.
People, when they see me, they're like, "Wait a minute, what's going on here?" um, but yeah, I just say God has a plan, and I'm just a vessel, and I'm just following my heart, and sharing the ikir, the knowledge that I'm blessed to be able to have.
Yeah. And for those who are watching, see, because most of our community is not from Hawaii. There are a few that are in Hawaii and understand, but the Hawaiian language is like in any culture. It is the root of their entire culture.
Hmm.
And in Hawaii, because we didn't have a written uh, alphabet prior to the Westerners coming to Hawaii, everything was sent down by language, by chant, by song.
Hmm.
And that is how the history of Hawaii was passed down from generation to generation until Westerners came, the Christians came, and the Catholics came, and they, like you said, they made Hawaiian language illegal to speak, and that you would need to speak only Western style English
Yeah.
in schools, in the community, and in the home. And lot of a lot of the Hawaiian history, a lot of its culture, a lot of it was lost during that period in our lives. And only recently, really, in the last, I don't know, 20, 30 years maybe, there's been a resurgence of the Hawaiian language, or what we call the Olelo, right?
Right.
And having these schools that only um, speak in or speak fluently Hawaiian language and teach the keiki, or the children, our language, I think is one of the most amazing things I've ever heard. Honestly, I was ignorant to it. I went to a school that spoke broken English. I went to Nanakuli High School, and it was the second Hawaiian language, the pidgin
Yeah.
language. But it wasn't until I think I was in my mid-20s that one of my friends that I worked with at a restaurant that I managed for, he was a teacher part-time, and he taught at the Hawaiian Immersion School on Maui, and I've never heard of that before.
Mm. Hmm.
Uh, his name is Punohu Asao, and do you know who that is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
I do.
He's actually really good friend of mine, and he actually gave my two sons their Hawaiian names.
Wow.
Um, but he introduced me to what the immersion school was, and I went to go check it out on Maui. And just watching the children speak, they are years younger than me, and speaking Hawaiian fluently and understanding, and having that passion for the language, and how they sang and how they performed. Wow, I was taken back.
Hmm.
I've never experienced that before.
Awesome.
And I believe we need to have more schools like that. I believe
Yeah.
that if our government can get their act together, get their shit together really, and integrate Hawaiian language, like they teach Japanese, they teach Chinese, now they're teaching Korean in school. They need to start teaching Hawaiian language in school and making that a must before you graduate from high school.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be excellent. And I know that they're implementing that now in a lot of other schools. My aunt, she um, teaches over there at Roosevelt now, so she's
Mhm.
been teaching the Hawaiian language there. And yeah, it's little by little, brick by brick. But I was actually surprised to a few new schools. I know even Waimanalo has a new immersion school. So it's really nice to see. And, one of the things I say too, especially for adults, is that it's never too late. It's never too
Yeah.
late to learn. A whole lot of resources out there. And some of them, I'm just going to drop them here. If you just go on YouTube, type in Hawaiian language, you have somebody, her name is Ekela Kaniopio Crozier. Ekela, Ekela, and you'll find her. Just type in Ekela Hawaiian language,
Okay.
find her on YouTube. Duolingo is also another great resource. And the beautiful thing about it is that they have natives speaking the actual language that you learn. So, I've been hearing that another great resource, Duolingo. And I'm sure there's a few other out there, but it's again never too late.
Yeah,
Never.
there is a gentleman, a local gentleman that I met a few years back, and I'm sure it's already in the Play Store, but he was trying to, I don't know if the right word is invent an app where you can text only in Hawaiian,
Oh, nice.
in Hawaiian language. And it
Awesome.
would have the okinas and everything in the right place. And when I spoke to him, he said he's a computer programmer, and he said the one thing I wanted to do, and he's Japanese. That is his background. That is his nationality.
Mm.
But he wanted for his nieces, to invent an app where you could message each other in Hawaiian. And I was like, that's amazing. You came up with that. I'd go pick it out. I want to learn.
Awesome. Awesome.
So,
Well, there's, if you can you do your thing, I'm going to grab something real quick.
okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, guys, for those of you who are watching, the gentleman we are talking to, his name is Kamaka. I know him as a musician. I watched him perform at a party, and man, he's got an amazing voice. And I hope at some point maybe he'll sing a song for us, maybe in the future, if anything. But I've been following him on Instagram, and then I actually messaged him about some of the things, his content that he was putting on, and we got a chance to connect that way. We got a chance to connect off of Instagram, and we talked about a few things, and one of the things we talked about was an opportunity. And before we end our live stream tonight, Kamaka, I would like for you to touch upon that, and then we'll set up a time where anybody who is interested in being present for a Zoom call, and guys, I don't work with sponsors. I don't really talk about other companies, other brands in our lives for this. The only reason is there's liabilities, the legalities of what's going on. Without me sharing the wrong information, I was able to be part of that Zoom call with Kamaka, and I know I want to be doing something in the future with what he is offering to share with us. But I think we'll get into it a little bit later. We'll set up a Zoom call for anybody that is interested. We have a community group chat, Kamaka, that I can actually set up a time. We can do the Zoom call and have everybody join. For everybody who is here on the live tonight for this opportunity, and trust me, you're going to want to hear about what Kamaka wants to share with us, because when I saw it, it was something I already was doing, but this opens up much more doors for me, for future, and I'll just kind of touch upon it a little bit, for financial stability. One thing the government does not offer us is financial stability. Mm-hmm. And it's sad because we, as the taxpayers, we as the people who worked at 9 to 5, we as the people who have been working for many years, have to rely on ourselves now to make sure we have something to retire on, something to fall back on. Mm-hmm. So yeah, maybe we can share a little bit about that. if you'd like. But I'll leave it to you now. Come on.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. And I think, one of the things that I'm beginning to learn is that there are people who, I mean, we only know what we know. And we can only run with the information that we have. And an example of this is, I mean, all of our lives we've been taught, after we graduate, right, we got to either go back to school or to go to work. And,
Right.
or try and get a good degree so that we can get a good job that pays us more money, right? And the reality is, in this time, I mean, we that's our source of survival. It's just kind of like, it's like air, right? If we don't
Right.
have, we ain't got lights, we ain't got gas in our car, we ain't got food on the table. I don't know who has what, in their families and such, but there are different ways. And then there was always also the education of budgeting, right? But what I'm beginning to learn now is that, even with budgeting, the purchasing power of that dollar is not really worth that much at all. So,
Yep.
we have insurance for everything else except that paper fiat money that we own, right?
Yep.
We've been so hard to work for. And so, over the years, I've been, well, the past year, I was introduced to this information, and it's really been a true blessing. And so we just being able to educate people and help them understand, the value of assets over liabilities and things of that sort. Specifically with precious metals. And so, I mean, we're just trying to get that message out there, that
Right.
that there are, and you mentioned opportunities, and I mean, I think again, this is something very critical that we should be paying attention to. There are countries all around the world that are piling up. Why are they doing that? And if they're doing it, why can't we? So there's a
Right.
resource, that Luca has mentioned about here that I shared with him, in which has been really protecting a lot of people and helping them grow, preserve, and grow their wealth, especially those with 401k. They say that that's the way to save for retirement, but
Right.
look what's happening, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The 401k is the government's way of saying there's no guarantee you're going to have a retirement account. That's what it is. That's what the 401k is.
Yeah.
It's our own money that we have to make work for us. And I think what's the most unfortunate thing, Kamaka, is you said it, and I think in all of our lives, it's like go to school, get an education, um, graduate from high school, go to college, get a good job, get a college degree so you can get a good job. Well, I flunked out of college. I was in med school or trying to go to med school. I didn't even make it. But it wasn't my dream to go to med school. It wasn't my dream to go to college. It's not what I wanted to do. And I mean, I paid the price for it, but I lived a really good life. I've had some really good opportunities. I've had my down times and really bad times, but for most part, I mean, I don't have any regrets of what I did as far as career choices. The sad thing is that I think America is always late on catching up with the rest of the world. The world understood that commodities is where it's at, not the dollar bill, not paper money. It's the commodities where you want to be. And this opportunity, this company that you shared with me, it's giving us that extra leverage, that boost to say, hey, we've got the answers for you.
Yeah.
We've already written out the game plan. We've already done all the stuff that the trials and the bumps and the hills and the lumps and everything worked out for you. All you have to do is follow the model.
Yep. Yep.
That we have.
It surely is
And
a concept. Yeah, it definitely is a concept, and I mean, they made it to the point where the average person can win. Yeah, in my opinion, it's not. we're not just talking about trinkets here and collecting, I mean, but it's for some people, and it's, and it works for some and doesn't work for others, but
Mhm.
education, it's all about educating and seeing, what, if it's something that can work for you, so that you can, make an informed decision for yourself and your family,
Yep.
I had to kind of get into this because I'll tell you a little bit about why I got involved. And it's because, I mean, yes, music has been a true blessing. I've been able to travel the world and meet a lot of people and make some money. But the one thing I was lacking was that financial literacy.
Mhm.
So I end up falling into debt. Living paycheck to paycheck. I often would hear this phrase of, the starving musician, and I hated that, but it was,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, I was a broke musician, trying to, work my way through my life. And could I have gotten a job? Absolutely. I've had many different jobs, but I knew that, my life's purpose had so much more to offer. And it's
Mhm.
in music. I believe when you put your focus into what you love doing, that's your purpose.
Yep.
That would be your purpose in life. It will guide you to where it is that you need to be,
Yep.
to be that blessing, right? Or to answer whatever questions we may be, looking for in our
Yep.
lives. So, um, when I was introduced to this, I said, you know what, I got to get my act together. Looking in the mirror and figuring things out. Thank God I don't necessarily have any kids right now, right? But I can only imagine how families out there are struggling, trying to figure
Right.
out how I'm going to pay this, how I'm going to put food on the table for my family, my kids, pay this next bill, and the
Yep.
most argument in life has between couples, and I know this because, obviously my own family and stuff, is because of money,
Right.
you know. So
Divorce. That's one of the highest rates of causes of divorce is money.
yeah,
Not the money itself, but the lack of
you're right.
the resources. That's one of the highest causes of divorces in the nation. Our nation is the
Yeah,
lack of money, and it's not just having the lack of money. I mean, somebody who's at 60 years old now, I can't work because for whatever reasons, I can't get certain things from the government that I need. I have to figure out how am I going to live the rest of my life. At least be comfortable, at least have a roof over my head, have water coming out of the sink, have the electricity
right,
go on. How
right,
can I do that? And a lot of times, I think I went back, I said that America, unfortunately, is one of the nations that is always the last to catch up to the game.
right.
Always the
Yeah,
last. And history shows it that countries all over the world, they caught onto something. This is a good thing for us, and they got on it right away. And America just sat back and said, "No, we're just going to hold off for just a little. We're going to see how they do." And then the time has passed. The opportunity has moved
mm,
on, and now the market is either flushed. There's
yeah,
no more way for you to make an opportunity of it. There's no more way for you to make an income of it.
hmm,
So a lot of I think the problems when it comes to lack of finances is not having the education of it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think like and I can't blame my parents. I don't want to blame my grandparents, but there was no knowledge of how to make money work for you so that you don't have to make money, you don't have to work for the money,
yeah, yeah,
so to speak. And
right,
there was no knowledge passed on from generation to generation to generation. Instead, what was passed on, and I see it in my family, is the struggles, is the not knowing how we're going to retire, is
yeah,
not knowing how we're going to go into the future, is not being able to leave a legacy for our children.
hmm,
That's where we fail, is in the education.
yeah,
And if we don't hop on an opportunity when it presents itself, we're not doing ourselves any favor.
yeah,
We're actually
yeah.
just being as ignorant as our ancestors before us.
Absolutely, yeah. Continuing the same patterns. And for some people they like to stay there and there's no problem with that. You know what I mean? Yeah, at the end of the
Right.
day, right? You do what you want to do. I also want to say that, I definitely don't consider myself an expert in, in this information, but I've been paying attention to what the experts have been doing, what they've been saying. People like Robert Kiyosaki, Mike Maloney, the lists are endless of how many people have been ringing this bell for quite some time.
Yes.
And the unfortunate, and they say it as well, is that people are not going to move until it's the very last minute. And before then, Mike Maloney said people are SOL.
Yeah.
They're gonna,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Exactly.
mean, I hope ears aren't closed off to this information, and the fact that, I believe in things happening in divine time, and
Yeah.
and I don't know where people are in their lives, but to at least up yourself on education and be ahead, so that again, if you can see if it's something that will work for you, and we share this because we care. Yeah, it's not just trying
Yeah.
to get your money or anything like that. It's really because there's a lot of things on the pipeline that people are not prepared for.
You know, um, I believe that nothing happens by coincidence. I believe there is a purpose for everything, and there's a time for everything. And the people who need to hear what you want to share will hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And the people who will be moved to do something about it will do it. You
yeah,
know, but it all starts with getting that education, opening up yourself enough to say, I need 20 minutes of your time so I can tell you exactly what we're here to help you with, if possible. And if at the end of our time, that 20 minutes, that you can find no reason at all that anything we've mentioned can help you change your life and make it better, is there any reason why we could not do business together? So basically, it's like, I'm giving you the tools,
hmm,
I'm showing you the answers, I'm going to be standing by your side to help you get where you want to get, and as far as you want to get, all you have to do is come on board, follow, do exactly what we do, and and go as far as you want to go. Use every
yeah,
service you want, because it's always a part of. I want to be able to educate you. I want to be able to help you get to where you want to go. And the only way I can get to where I need to go is I got to help you get where you need to go.
yeah.
Does that make
Service.
sense?
Oh, absolutely. Service to many leads to greatness.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
So with that, do we have time for a song?
We actually have time for a two if you'd like. I need to go to the washroom for a little
Okay.
bit. Is that okay? Can I walk away for a second?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, let me do an introduction again then for those of you who are just joining. For those of you in the community who've been on since we started at 6 tonight, introducing, and I'll let him introduce himself with his long name, but I'd like to introduce my friend Kamaka.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Luca. And yeah, Kamaka Kehau is my middle name, which translates to heart's desire. I'm going to take you folks to Pauoa Valley. It's a beautiful valley here on the island of Oahu. And it speaks of a beautiful flower. It's actually, in Hawaiian music, we always share music in inspiration to our surroundings as well as love, and that's what this song specifically talks about. Is that love that happened in Pauoa Valley. Make no vauna kalihi I kalate Ahe o ke ki kala Ni ho ni fo Ai ne o pele koki I kai fo A kau o I kama Ita Yama yama kapuana Ia Itau o waliko kali Ua Ita Yama yama kapuana Ia Ipau o waliko kalihua Ipau o waliko kalihua Ipau o waliko kalihua Oh yeah. Oh, waliko kalihua
Anaho. That was nice.
Thank you, thank you.
That was nice.
Well, here's one for those who are overseas, may not be in Hawaii. Song you may have heard, a song titled White Sandy Beach.
Oh,
I saw you in my dreams. We were walking hand in hand on a white of Hawaii. We were in the sun. We were having so much fun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. Sounds of the ocean soothes my restless soul. Sounds of the ocean rocks me all night long. Those long hot summer days, lying there in the sun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. Sounds of the ocean soothes my restless soul. Sounds of the ocean rocks me all night long. Last night in my dreams, I saw your face again. We were there in the sun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. On a white sandy beach of Hawaii. On a white sandy beach. Of Hawaii. There you go. I send you.
oh,
Hello. Thank you for.
that is one of my favorite songs in the whole world. That is one of my favorite songs. I love that song. Thank you so much, Kamaka.
You're welcome.
What an honor. What a blessing. What a blessing.
Well, thank you
What a blessing.
for all that you do and that how you reach out to the community. It's so awesome.
Well, it's the right people that answer back, and you were one of those that did. Without people in the community like my partner Grizz, like yourself, like Trisha, like Tanya, like Jenny, who's on here, without all of our community being a part of our community, there is no me, there is no us. I struggle getting in front of the camera every week, but when I'm on it, just the conversation conversation, it just feels right. The people I'm with just feels right. It just feels
Nice.
right. So let's do this. I'm not sure how much more you would like to share, but I would like to set something up so that we can make a time with our community to do that Zoom call with you off of here.
Yeah.
Maybe in the next week or so, once I can get everybody on board, I'll put it out in the community. Now, we have a group chat, a community group chat. If you'd like, I can add you on there for a little bit, and you can leave afterwards or whatever the case is. But share a little bit about what you'd like to do with the Zoom call.
Yeah.
And the times that'll work for everybody. And then I'll get everybody together so we can do your Zoom call with you.
Absolutely.
That works.
Yeah, I'll be happy to do that, and yeah, be a part of it. Be a part of it and share the information. Yeah, share the wealth, plant the seeds.
Why not?
Yeah.
Other than that, let's kind of talk a little bit if that's okay with you. How was your week?
Yeah, my week was it was a blessing. I came back from Dominican Republic not too long ago, so
Right.
to be honest, I'm still trying to,
The jet lag.
yeah, still trying to, get my feet in the ground, but I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I've been just gigging. I gig every week, so I have performances at the Hyatt Hotel, Hyatt
cool.
also the Marriott in La Ie, and then I also at Board Riders in Kailua. So
Okay.
it's been keeping me pretty busy. Other than that, things that I like to be sure that I in times of always being on the go, I definitely got to dedicate some time to rest, meditate,
Yep.
Focus on myself. In that sense, I'm doing good.
Good. Now, last time I think we spoke was like 2 weeks ago, prior to what my incident. But you're house sitting. Are you still at that house?
I am. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about, and I think there's something that maybe we can talk about here.
Yeah.
The little
yes, and
the little gecko.
I haven't
Right?
since. It was just that first night I was here, and I'm at my relative's house, but there was a little gecko, and you guys, I was, there was a time I was deathly afraid of geckos. But there was a little guy, and I actually watched him, like just this wall. There's a wall right here. Okay, this wall. I watched him crawl down the wall, and then next thing you know, he pops up on this counter over here. Let me show you. How do I turn this around? Oh, there. Okay. Then I see him pop his head up over here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ran across this thing here on my computer. Okay. And I'm sitting there. We were on a Zoom at that time. And it worked its way all the way up my arm. Okay. But the thing was about this big. Okay. This is a little baby gecko. We call it Mo. And I'm wondering, like, what in the world? Why is this gecko? What is it doing? Maybe it's hungry. I don't know. But yeah, you shared that was a good omen, right?
Yes. So for a little bit of context, Kamaka was just saying that this little gecko or little lizard was crawling all the way on the counter onto his computer and actually made its way on your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
It was on your hand. And we were talking about how you did not like geckos. You did not like lizards or anything like that. And I remember saying that in Chinese culture, we believe that gecko is a sign of a past relative coming to pay you a visit. It's a good omen.
Yeah.
It's a good omen. And it was so funny because when I saw this little gecko that was on your hand, and exactly, a spirit message is. And I didn't think about it until we got off of Zoom the next couple of days, and I wanted to message you about it. But so with this gecko, with the Chinese believe, I've never seen it happen before. until you and I were on
Mhm.
Zoom. But I did kind of talk to a relative who has some really extensive ties with the Chinese culture, and she said, "Yeah, it is a good omen when you get visited by uh, a gecko or a lizard, especially when it's making its way to you and is on you.
Mm.
It is a good omen. It is
Mhm.
believed to be one of the best omens you can have from a past relative. It's a way of saying, I'm here, I hear you, I see you, I feel you. And when she told me that story about how our past relatives come to us, now, I don't claim to be one, I don't practice it every single day of my life, but I have been known to connect with spirits who have moved on to the next part of their lives, next part of their journeys. And I have given readings to certain people. And one of the things I got from seeing you interact with this gecko was that it was such a natural thing for you. It was such, like, as much fear as you said you had prior to it, you didn't have that fear that night. You have such a
Mhm.
calm, a peaceful energy about you. And so did the gecko. It had
Yeah.
such a calming energy about it. And I really do believe that it is one of your past relatives.
Mhm.
I don't want to speculate who it might
Yeah.
be, but I definitely tell you it was probably female.
Mhm. Mhm. And I feel that too because my grandmother actually stayed here too.
Okay, I remember you saying
So
that.
both,
Um,
yeah, both and they both my mother and grandmother have ascended. So I took it as both of them. But when I come here, I really feel my grandmother's presence. So,
yes, you had a special connection with her, didn't you?
hmm, yeah.
It was like one of your grandma's house. Like I think all of us growing up in Hawaii feel the same way. But our grandparents' house was always that safe spot, that safe zone.
Hmm.
It was so comfortable. It was where I could actually kind of be me and not worried about what my mom or my dad might say. Stop doing this, stop doing that. It was, I can just be me,
Yeah.
just be me.
Shout out because one of my cousins just joined online too. I don't know if he's still on. I got my cousin Moku that just joined.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
He's welcome to come up if he'd like to. That's fine too. But I do sense that the energy was a female energy. I do feel like there was such a familiarity between yourself and this spirit,
Mm, beautiful.
and,
Yeah.
and I do feel like there is like this. So like in our lives, we have one person where we have a really strong bond with, a really strong connection with, someone who just gets us without us having to explain who we are and what we do and what we're about. We have that one person in our life.
Yeah.
And I believe this person was your grandmother that you had that connection with, where, where you could just be you. She didn't see
Absolutely.
you for your the color of your skin. She didn't see you for what you were, how much education you had. She didn't see you for the language you used. She didn't see you for anything else but who Kamaka
Mm,
is and who
yes.
he is going to be.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That's amazing. So I got a little excited too because we were just joined by one of the top 10 most influential numismatists. His name is oh my God,
Tell me, because I'm kind of nervous right now.
Miles
I'm
Standish.
really nervous.
Yes, his name is Miles Standish, and numismatist. I didn't even know that word until recently. It's
It's
yes, I
Miles.
totally
Hey,
got Miles. I just got excited. But
Miles,
he is one of the
would you like Miles to join us on video, Kamaka? Would that be okay with you if
Shoot,
he'd like to?
if he's
Okay.
if wait, I'm leaving it up to him, Sir Miles.
Okay, Miles, I'll leave it up to you. I'm kind of nervous because sounds like you're somebody that's very important, and for me, I'm small time. I'm the little gecko in this big pond, you know. But if you'd like to join, Miles, I'd love to bring you up to our video portion of it, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's yeah. It's probably late where he is too, anyway.
Ah,
But
okay.
it's an honor to see you. Aloha, and we broke bread together out here while he was here in Hawaii, and just an incredible gentleman as well as his wife Andy. They started.
I see his name now. Okay, I see it.
I'm a grain of sand on the beach, and he's
So Miles, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that he is one of the gentlemen that is involved in this company.
so specifically he's
Yes.
designed several of the coins. We have his
Oh my goodness.
exclusive coins with him.
That is huge. That is huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but
Miles, my name is.
Yeah.
I humbly introduce myself. My name is Luca. I am from Hawaii as well. I met Kamaka on Instagram. I did see him perform in person, but he had a chance to share an opportunity. And the reason why he's here with us tonight is I'd like to share the opportunity with others in our online community. Our community is small, but it is growing. And I asked Kamaka to join us tonight, and we talk a little bit about it, and then set up a Zoom call with Kamaka and our community. You seen the performance a lot? Yeah. Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Like, yeah, so he's written a book on the American Silver Eagle, and so many. He says here he started with the Miss Liberty coin. So really great stuff to check out, you guys. Obviously I'm a little starstruck here, you know. And that doesn't happen.
Remember, Kamaka, I said I don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah.
The people who are supposed to be here are here, and with you being here tonight, you brought in these people to our live stream. You brought in Miles to our live stream. Just your presence alone, it says something about the respect that goes across the board for you as well. So please know that. And Miles, you can correct me if not.
He's
outstanding. Because there are so many people's lives that I know you've touched, Kamaka, and I've seen it through your music. I've seen it through a lot of the posts that you put up on Instagram. And now with this opportunity that you've been handed, it's a chance for you to once again touch people's lives in a more meaningful way, other than the heart, the mind, but now for our futures.
Absolutely. And that is why I chose to become a part of it. And now I'm going to start getting emotional because, I mean,
don't get emotional. Please don't get emotional.
Yeah, we see how people are out there right now, everything that's going on, but also honoring, God and this gift
Amen.
that He's blessed me with.
Amen.
Miles, aloha.
Aloha, sir.
Aloha.
Good evening.
Oh, aloha. Yeah. Kamaka.
Oh my gosh. My heart's beating. I'm really nervous here. My heart's beating.
Let me
Miles,
get some better lighting.
Live
Let me get some better lighting, okay, guys? Hang on 1 second.
Yes, sir. Oh my gosh, Kamaka.
So
what did you do?
Here we are talking about geckos, and from geckos crawling up my arm to great omen to Miles outside.
Well,
incredible. Again, one of the top 10 most influential guys in the entire coin space. So it's truly an honor, Miles, that to be able to meet you and to get to know you is what we. And what's this dog's name again? I forget the dog's name.
That's Miss Nellie.
Miss Nelly.
It's great to see you. Great to see you again. It's been since our breakfast, if I remember correctly, on Oahu
That's right.
back in
Yep.
back in December.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Nice to see you again. And
Like,
I saw the live was going on, and I clicked on it, and I found you, my friend.
thank you. Yeah, you missed us. I'll sing another song perhaps if we got some time. But this is a dear friend here, Luca. He mentioned a little bit that we met online and just been following each other, and I just love how he reaches out to the community as well, with just sharing, just bringing value to people's lives, right? So here we are.
I'm sitting here in Austin, Texas. I have I've got a fireplace on my patio, so I'm enjoying a nice warm fire. It's not a cold night here. It's nice. And I saw you guys, and I thought I'd listen in, but I didn't know that I was going to get noticed or requested.
Oh, of course.
Here on a Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got a few other people saying aloha to you. And yeah, I mean, we vote. By the way, we voted for you. So.
Hey, I need it. You guys are going to get me over the top in Hawaii.
Yes, we said all that aloha.
I can't wait to have breakfast with you then, Miles, the next time you're here.
Well,
I'm inviting myself.
I love the island, so don't careful what you ask for, because that'll probably happen.
True.
I have a twin sister and her family that lives out in Austin.
Wow.
Round Rock.
Yeah, that's just north of me. I live in the Lake Travis area.
Okay. Wow.
Have you visited before?
Many years ago.
Okay.
But it's been a long time since.
Well, nice. Well, I'm sure you'll meet me in Hawaii then.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. There is if you can see behind me, I don't know if you can tell, I'm a little bit of a collector. This is just part of my collections.
I see a lot of sake bottles.
Yeah, that's soju, and that's that brown liquid in the bottle. That's poison right there. But I do also collect rare coins.
Oh wow, great.
And stamps.
There you go. Well, there is one stamp collector I know now.
So Kamaka was able to, we were able to do a Zoom call, and he showed me the opportunity of what could be. And I told him that there were a few things going on right now in my life that needs my attention totally. Once I get past that, I see value in a part of what the company is offering me, but the way I see it is no sense taking advantage of just part of a package that's completed already. Mm-hmm. I might as well just take the complete package and use the full opportunity.
Sure. Well, it's a great opportunity, and it's a great group of people, and I meet wonderful people like Kamaka, and now you. So it's a great connection source also.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I will be setting up a Zoom call for people in our online community. There's about 30 of us that I really would like for them to at least see an opportunity of what could be. Mm. And I think we talked earlier with Kamaka about how a lot of our problems in our lives stem from not knowing not being educated in how finances can work for us. Yep. Not knowing the true value of how it could work. The money can work for us, or instead of us working for the money.
Well, unfortunately, we, in the public school education, we don't get a lot of that information. Yeah. I know very, very successful people that don't even have an idea how to buy gold and silver. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And it's a lot simpler than people think, it's made out to be. And then, of course, the program with the company that Kamaka is talking about has made it really easy and available and affordable for, call it the common man or the common person, to understand how to acquire it. how to acquire both silver and gold, which is sound money, and or numismatic coins. Numismatic coins have been collected by the rich forever, and it's been made available to just about any lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
I think a lot of it too is just the lack of the education.
Yeah.
Is where it stems from. It's especially so like in Hawaii, our culture is such where the kids are not allowed to be around the adults. You go play with the kids, let the adults talk. Don't talk until you're spoken to. And a lot of what we should be learning from our adult ancestors, our parents or grandparents, it's never told to us until we're adults.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in the middle of a problem.
That's interesting.
Now we don't know how to solve it.
That's a cultural problem that's different, that's for sure.
Yep, it is. But it all comes with that lack of education.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. And I mentioned it earlier, I cannot blame my grandparents. I cannot blame my parents for not educating me as an adult. I was given a couple of chances to go find out about it, and I didn't take advantage.
Now it'll be your turn to carry that to young people.
Yeah, that's right. When you know better, you do better. Yeah. So I don't know if there are any other collectors out there too, but I mean, we got somebody pretty knowledgeable in collect. How long, if you don't mind me asking, how long has it been?
Well, instead of saying years, I've decided to say something different.
Yeah.
I've been involved in collecting coins for over 5 decades, and I've been involved in certifying coins for now 4 decades.
Wow.
I started very young in the certification business. I was only 19 years old.
Wow.
And was considered one of the top experts in understanding the difference in grade and condition and authentication of numismatic coins. But it doesn't take, as you can tell, at 19, I had less years than maybe many people that listen in on your Zoom call. So it's not like it can't be learned, and by educating yourself and or learning from others within the group.
Absolutely. And so some of his coins, in addition to the Liberty coin, is also the Arizona Memorial, Pearl Harbor. Memorial.
Yeah. Which my Hawaiian friends, I kind of snuck up on them when they were all asking me a year before the 3 coin series came out for the USS Arizona for the 80th anniversary, and those coins have been widely accepted, widely collected, and one of the coins was just nominated for top 10 coin in the world for 2022. And I still consider myself, even though I've designed over 50 numismatic coins, I still consider myself a beginner. And it was I'm proud of the accomplishment of having a coin that was even in the top 10 of over 2,000 coins that were entered.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Congratulations. And we got many more years on you, and I know that we're definitely blessed. I feel super fortunate.
I believe I met Kamaka in 2021.
Yeah.
And I think it was November 2021 in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow.
Jamming in the lobby.
We were Kamaka was on the ukulele, and I was learning all the Hawaiian Christmas songs.
Yes.
Which I'll always cherish. He knows that. I've told him how much I enjoyed to hear the 12 Days of Christmas Hawaiian style, which I just thought, that's got to come to mainland. That's fabulous. And
yeah.
He might be the only ukulele playing guy singing the 12 Days of Christmas Hawaiian style, on mainland ever.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Giving that local slang, right? The broken English, right? Number one and minor bird in the papaya tree.
That's it.
But it's it's like, okay, so like my favorite genre of music is Korean music. I love Korean music.
Okay.
And and it's not the modern day K-pop, BTS kind of stuff. It's more the 80s and late 70s were more melodic. It was well written. And it's a language I didn't understand until pandemic hit. And then I took myself to go learn Korean, the Korean
Wow.
language.
Good.
Wow.
I still struggle with it, but I understand it enough to where I know what the conversation or the lyrics are. And it's like Hawaiian music. It's like pidgin language.
Hmm.
It is something that's brand new for somebody else's ears, and it's fascinating. It's new. It's something that's so attractive to others, and it's not just the music itself. It's not just the chords. It's not just the melody. It's the person, Kamaka. It's you. It's your vibe. It's your energy. It's your aloha. It's your
Well, look
the
at the
mana that
guy.
you give out when you sing.
Look at the guy. He's beaming. He can't contain himself. He's always beaming. That's why I love the guy so much.
Yes.
Me too. Thank you.
I have been a longtime fan, and I was nervous reaching out to him, but I'm glad
There's
I did.
there's nothing nervous to be sitting here. I mean, last time I was with him, I was sitting right next to him at breakfast. You know, I knew him maybe better than he knew me, but you know, he's such a positive vibe.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, I'm glad to just be surrounded by amazing people. That's where it starts. You know, great foundation, and really appreciate it. And please give aloha to Andy as well.
I will. I will.
Look forward to seeing you folks in New Orleans. Yeah,
NOLA. Will you there? I didn't mean to cut in on your show. I didn't even know I was going to be on.
No.
No, it is such an honor, really. It is such an honor for somebody like myself who is a collector. It is an honor to see or to meet someone who actually designs and makes a product that I so believe
as
in.
they say around my house, Miles Standish makes money.
Miles Standish makes money. Now, Miles, I want to interrupt for just a second. I just wanted to make an introduction real quick. For those of you just joining, there's a lot of people in our community who's now coming on. The two gentlemen you have in the bottom of our screen here, on the left side of my screen, the gentleman with the white t-shirt on, his name is Kamaka. He is a friend of mine from Hawaii. He is an entertainer, and he is somebody I will be possibly doing some business with. The gentleman and the other side of the screen with the windows behind him, the slats behind him, his name is Miles Standish. He is from Austin, I believe he said, and he is a person that I am so honored to meet tonight.
Are
Really
you both on the same island? I always try to associate people where they're located.
Yes, sir.
So you're both.
Yes, sir. I am on the west side of the island. Kamaka is on the east side of the island.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've just spent a little bit of time on your island. I've spent most of my. I think the trip that I made in December was my 31st trip to Hawaii.
Wow.
But most of the time I've spent. I mean, I've been to Maui and Big Island, Hawaii, Oahu, but most of my time on Kauai.
What's in Kauai that you like so much?
Serenity.
I agree.
Yeah.
Man, I went there not too long, and our other good friend, our mutual friend Emily Manuel, she's from Kauai, but man, that island is so powerful, in my opinion. Very
I'm just captivated by it and the spirit of it. I like all the islands for different things. When you leave mainland, you're just looking for something that's real low key. And that it just hit me in the sweet spot of being a good vibe place for me. And, I like to snorkel at Poipu Beach. And, I just, like I said, I love Hawaii, and that's just one of the ones that attracted me all the time.
Well,
sweet.
Miles, you speak like a local, man. I tell you, you sound like you lived in Hawaii for like 30, 50 years even.
Well,
but
I try to sound that way so I get Kamahana rates.
Yeah.
without the
That's
ID.
right.
Come on a race without the ID.
I hope they take me seriously enough for all the trips I've traveled there. Maybe, if I can get 10% off, that's all I'm looking for.
Right. Come on a race by association is what it is.
No, I'm
But
kidding. I've made so many friends. I literally, I have friends that I met there, 25 years ago that are still there. And, Emily, who Kamaka was talking about, I knew her in a previous career.
oh wow.
And not that she knew me, but she worked at one of the big hotels and as a concierge years ago. And I remember seeing her. I never forget I don't always remember a name, but I never forget a face. And when I met her through 7K, it's like, wait a second, this girl looks familiar. and I put two and two together with her, and it's like, that's it.
Wow.
Every island has a different vibe.
Absolutely.
Every island has a different
Yep.
energy.
Mm.
Oahu has more of a very busy city life type of vibe where everything is what we call fast paced here. But
Sure.
on Maui, it is more resort like energy, resort like vibe. On both sides of the island that you travel to, they have huge resorts, which I worked for one for a few years, and it's just a different feel. It doesn't feel like it's home, but it doesn't feel like it's unfamiliar.
Mm-hmm.
Hawaii is the one island you go to, and when it hits you, that energy grabs you. It doesn't let you go.
Yeah.
The energy on Kauai, it is actually, for us here in Hawaii, Kamaka, you can correct me if not, but Hawaii is actually considered one of the more spiritual places in our state.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to put a whole lot of words to it, but that is perfectly well. Yeah, it's spiritual. I mean, I went there. I really didn't want to leave. I just felt like I could just unwind and release. And I literally, if you scroll through my Instagram feed, you'll find me singing in the river. My friend took me hiking one day, and I was just like, I just felt at peace. So yeah, it's beautiful.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. Gentlemen, I feel so honored tonight. I haven't been feeling my best for a week. Kamaka knows this. I was kind of contemplating on coming on tonight. I did tell my partner, Grizz, her name is Jade Tiger. For those of you who are in the chat, if you're not following her, please follow her as well. She is my partner, and I share a lot of the information with her as well. She will be one of the people that I'll be reaching out to join our Zoom call.
Cool.
Hey, Kamaka.
Awesome.
But I am so glad and honored that I jumped on tonight and Kamaka was able to join me for a little bit. We are going to be sharing a little bit more about 7K and what they can offer, and offer not just an opportunity, but an education. Offer
You don't get that.
chance.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a great learning experience.
Absolutely.
Great relationship building, great vibe of people, positive energy, people working together, helping one another.
That's right.
Ultimately, there's a lot of companies I can be involved in, but it's one that I cherish as a personal relationship with people that have a great spirit, positive vibe, and are willing to help others.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. There are a lot of people, including people in my family, that needs to hear about it as well. And I'm going to be setting that up as well.
Well, if there's ever an opportunity that I'm available, not traveling, I'm happy to join in and contribute any way you need from me to share my crumbs of knowledge that I have in my town.
You're one of those people whose crumbs are like this big.
Right.
Crumbs of knowledge is like this big. So, right?
Eight money crumbs. It's major crumbs.
Right. Exactly.
Layla just hopped on too. Hi.
So why don't we do this? I want to be mindful of everybody's time. I want to be mindful of everybody who is with us as our guest tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight, everyone who hopped on and contributed to the conversation. If you're not following us, please make sure you follow us. Kamaka, Miles. I think it was Magic Miles Coin. I can't remember exactly, but
Yeah, Magic Mile.
follow.
Magic Mouse, yeah.
There you go. And Kamaka, what is yours? Your Instagram?
KKF underscore music.
Okay.
If you type that KKF underscore music and the letter N underscore more.
Okay. Cool. And also, if you're not following myself, the only elephant in the room, I do a weekly live, or I try to anyway, and we feature different guests throughout the week. Through our posts and on our lives as well. And I need to ask, because of both of you are here now, yes, Kamaka, the singer. Zen Lotus Gems is from
Oh,
Hawaii.
nice.
Kamaka.
Aloha.
She is actually from Makaha,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe. But a lot of our replays I do put up into our YouTube channel, and is basically just for that purpose only. So I need to ask if that would be okay with you gentlemen, if I put that replay up on our YouTube channel, purely just for replay purposes. It is not something I want to use for monetary gains or anything like that.
Go
So
right
I'll message you later if that's okay.
You got it,
Before I
guys.
put it up.
It was
Yeah.
nice meeting you. Kamaka, great seeing you always.
Yes, likewise. Likewise, my friend.
I do believe Kamaka would like to sing a song for you, Miles, if that's okay.
Is it 1 2 can and a Christmas tree or something? What do we?
Yeah.
Oh, now you got to sing the 1 2 can in the Christmas tree.
It's early, but it's fun. Anyway, number one day of Christmas, my tutu gave to me one minor bird in one papaya tree. Number 2 day of Christmas, my tutu gave to me 2 coconuts and one minor bird in one papaya tree. Number 3 day of Christmas, my tutu gave to me 3 dry squid, 2 coconuts, and one minor bird in one papaya tree. Sing along if you know it. Number 4 day of Christmas, my tutu gave to 4 flower lace, 3 dry
3 dry squid, 2 coconuts, and a minor bird in one papaya tree.
Number 5 day of Christmas, my tutu gave to me 5 big fat
peas,
4 flower lace,
3 dry squid, 2
and one
coconuts,
minor bird in one papaya tree.
papaya
Number
tree.
6 day of Christmas, my tutu gave to me 6
Lessons,
lessons, 5 big
fat peas,
4 flower lace, 3 dry
3 dry squid, 2
and one minor bird in one papaya.
papaya tree.
Number 7 day of Christmas, my
My tutu gave to me
7
7 shrimps are swimming.
6 hula lessons, 5 big eggs, 4 flowers,
Flower lace, 3 dry squid, 2
and one
coconut.
bird in one papaya. Number 8 day of Christmas, my tutu gave to me 8 ukuleles, 7 shrimps are swimming, 6 hula lessons,
5 big fat peas,
4 flower
4
lace,
flower
3
3
dry squid
and one minor bird in one papaya tree.
tree.
Day of Christmas, my tutu gave to me 9 pounds of poi, 8 hula, 7 trips of swimming, 6 hula lessons, 5 big fat pigs, 4 flower lace, 3 dry squid, 2 coconut, and 1 minor bird in one papaya tree. Number 10 day of Christmas, my tutu gave to me 10 cans of what? Beer, wine, what you like? 9 pounds of
Right
poi,
there.
hula, 7 trips of swimming, 6 hula lessons, 5
5 big fat peas,
4 flower lace,
3
3
dry
dry
squid, 2
2 coconut.
and 1
and mine a bird in a papaya tree.
Number 12 this gave to me 12 television.
Television.
Oh, we forgot the missionaries. 11 missionaries.
11 missionaries.
10 cans of wine or beer. 9 pounds of poi. 8 swimming. 6 hula lessons. 5 big fat
Big pigs.
4 Main Street, dry squid, 2 coconut, and 1.
Mine a birdie in a papaya tree. It might be February, but that song makes me happy.
Good.
That is awesome.
You made
That
us
is
happy
awesome.
by being us and being able to see you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
Mahalo, my friends. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir. Miles,
Thank you for the.
thank you for joining us tonight. I am so honored to meet you. We'll be talking off of our live for sure. Kamaka, it is such an honor again to be able to feature you as our guest tonight. Thank you for being up for it tonight. Thank you for sharing with us your music. Thank you for sharing with us your gift, your talent, and your energy. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for bringing such beautiful people into our lives tonight.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead, Kamaka.
I love it. Thank you so much, Luke.
I love that too. That is so
Bye-bye.
awesome.
Take care, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Thank you again. We'll see you later.
Wow. Awesome. Okay.